So, there is a difference between the WBA Super Champion and the Franchise WBC Champion that I did not mention. The WBC Franchise Champion cannot be bestowed onto anyone except for the person who has been bestowed it. Whereas the Super Champion title can be transferred from one person to the next. I'll give you an example. So, in 2013, when Floyd Mayweather faced Canelo Alvarez was the WBA Super Champion because he had the WBC and WBA titles. And Floyd Mayweather, by beating Canelo Alvarez, became the Super Champion, the WBA Super Champion, because he had now both titles, the WBC and WBA. But such a case cannot happen with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, who's the franchise champion, if he is beaten by whoever he faces, that person may, the clause here is may, be the mandatory for the WBC champion, which in this case would be Jermall Charlo. Because Jermall Charlo deals now with the mandatories that the WBC franchise champion would have dealt with if he was the normal regular champion. So that makes sense. The thing is, let's say that the WBC franchise champion is involved in a unification bout. What transfers in that unification bout? If he's beaten, what is transferred to the person who beats him, the champion who beats him? Is that champion going to have to face Jermall Charlo next as a mandatory? I don't think so. So the question would be twofold. One, what are the powers that the WBC champion Jermall Charlo have at this point in time? Does he have the same powers as what Canelo had when he was WBC champion? Can he unify? If he can unify, then that's a problem, because then it means that the WBC franchise champion becomes negated. That is to say, even if he's beaten, the other guy now still has to go and face Jermall Charlo to unify to actually get that WBC title. But if the case is that the franchise champion, because he acts and operates as the reigning WBC champion, passes on his WBC title to the person who wins, it means Jermall Charlo probably can't do unifications. For clarification on this, what we need to do is we need to speak to Murray Silliman, the president of the WBC, for more clarification on unifications, particularly involving the franchise champion. So that's what we need to do, and as soon as possible, if Mr. Murray Silliman can actually allow us to get clarification on that, it would be very helpful. All right, guys. Peace.